Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey.
It has been a long time. We took a little hiatus, as they call it in the business. I think we decided to rework a few things on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we're going to do some things we're going to be more baseball adjacent. What did you call it, Eric? We're going to be
baseball lifestyle podcast.
Very good.
baseball lifestyle podcast. Basically, what that means is we're not going to give our insight into too much daily baseball happenings. We're not going to talk about stats. We're not going to go over any of that shit because, to be honest, there's just too much of that. So we're going to focus on the things that we enjoy, and I think the things that everybody else enjoys, which is the fun stuff about baseball.
And Patrick Swayze.
Yes, obviously.
Never forget.
We'll try to work him in there as much as possible.
Never forget. Very good.
This week we're gonna get it going with some quick hits.
Quick hits.
Shohei Ohtani is having some big contract talks this week or this past week. Paul, do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, from my understanding, 26 MLB execs, agents, and insiders, everybody's making a prediction on what's going to happen with Shohei, because nobody knows. It's quite a weird situation because the Angels are a fucking weird franchise. Let's just get right to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Average value of Shohei's next contract predicted by the 26 yada yada, $524 million.
For how many years are they predicting?
Well, that's kind of what's up in the air a little bit, but 8, 9, 10, 11 years, that's kind of a big thing as far as these contracts. And there's no reason he shouldn't get like an 8-year contract worth that much at fucking 50. What does that equal out to?
Isn't that he would be the highest paid player in
And he deserves
sports
to be.
history, right?
No. What's his name?
No?
Lionel Messi made like $1.5 million for one season last year, something like that.
Right.
No. So, but in baseball, absolutely. And he deserves it. Nobody's doing what he's doing. We're witnessing greatness as it's happening. Yeah.
Wait, did you say $1.5 million
for one season? He made something stupid.
That's not that much. Like if
over 10 years,
you mean like a billion?
Well,
That's
no,
50.
I'm sorry, but it was like fucking.
Is it 100 million?
It might have been like 100 million or a fucking billion or something stupid.
Fact checking on you already.
Yeah. Come on,
you
Eric.
are the fact
God damn
checker,
it,
Eric.
Lionel Messi, most per year, annual, yada yada. It's like $1 billion. $1 million. That's me. That's totally me.
So this will happen next year, right? With Shohei next season.
Well, yeah. Free agency happens this summer. Agents already said he's going to test the market no matter what. The Angels are kind of saying like, no, they're not going to trade him, even if they're sort of not into it, because they still want the opportunity to woo him and keep him an Angel for the rest of his life.
Would you like to know Messi's offer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Saudi Arabia recruitment drive to land 7-time. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this French award. Lionel Messi has seen them offer a 2-year contract worth 1 billion euros.
What?
$887 million
To play soccer?
Exactly.
for 2 years.
Exactly.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, well, baseball's not quite there yet.
No, but
Getting there.
Shohei certainly deserves it for what he's doing. So
Yeah, 100%. We talk about Shohei a lot for good reason, I feel like.
absolutely.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a bidding war that goes on for him and he eventually gets more than
Absolutely.
what is predicted.
So the bidding war is predicted to be between the Mets and the Padres because they're just stupid with money right now. But it's like New York is a sensible choice and the Dodgers are the most likely choice. But this is all kind of based on he's actually been in the league like 5 years now, and he was always saying 5 years ago he wants to stay on the West Coast. So, but who knows? That might have changed over the years. His team's been pretty hush about it for a hot second, but he's going to get whatever he wants, man.
Dude, Seattle doesn't stand a chance. They don't have that money. There's no way.
You're right, but
That
we can dream, Nick.
you can dream.
Yes.
I mean, it would be a good fit. That would be sweet, but poor
Yep.
Mariners.
Go Mariners. Indeed.
Just too good, man. He's too much of a superstar.
Well, man, so is what fucking Newt. What's his name? Newt Snickers
Newt?
Bar. What the fuck's that guy's name? He played for Team Japan.
Lars Newtbar?
Lars Newtbar. There it is. Like, I mean, that guy's like an international sensation
God.
right now. And he just came out of AAA, So
Newt Snickers Bar. That's it. That's the one right there. That's the name of the episode. Newt Snickers Bar.
perfect. Perfect.
Oh fuck.
You wonder why we're moving away from stats and figures and stuff.
This is why. This is fun. This is more fun. I don't give a shit about stats.
Exactly.
Plus, I'm a Royals fan, so what the fuck do I care
You
about?
obviously don't care about stats.
Okay, the Braves have given up on season tickets. What's the deal
Well,
with that?
not given
they
up.
stopped giving away season tickets.
They have halted season ticket sales in an effort to preserve single game availability. Apparently, they have, quote, to ensure that single game tickets will still be available for fans who come to a small number of games. They said they have sold 3.1 million tickets in total and are on pace to eclipse that in 2023, with several games already sold out to the point where only standing room tickets are available. It's the first time in the team's history they have ceased the sale of season tickets before they've ceased the sale of season tickets. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, that's a good problem to have.
yeah, Atlanta's all in on the Braves.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
As opposed to the Falcons or the Hawks or
But I mean, they're excited about the team. Like,
it's a good team. Didn't they
Yeah,
just
they
lose
got-
Max Fried for a hot second or done for the season? Or
is he?
he's like their starting pitcher, one of their main dudes.
I thought I saw Acuna went down with an injury.
No,
Or
Max.
maybe he went out of a game for like... I thought I saw something about that, but I could be wrong.
Max was shut down from like forearm heals. Oh no, forearm issue of some sort. While his forearm heals, I can read. I swear to God.
Well,
While there's no
that remains to be
concrete,
seen.
yeah, it's questionable. They just put him on the 15-day deal, and that's actually it. So they're fine. They're fine.
they're fine.
They're fine
What are they in first
Yeah.
place?
by like 15 games or something
Oh,
too.
God.
So they're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, they're crushing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, go Braves, I guess.
Sure.
Red Sox news: Kenley Jansen just got his 400th save.
Yep.
How excited are you for that, Eric?
I'm
Is that
just
like his third save of the season? So he just kind of capped it off from when he was a
think it's
Dodger.
like 6 or 7. He's like 7 for 8, I think.
Okay.
I'm just glad we have an actual closer and aren't doing the closer by committee bullshit.
When did you guys
Yeah,
have Craig Kimbrell? Wasn't he there a few years ago for a while?
A few years ago, yeah. We had Papelbon. Then we had a little stint of closer by committee.
Yep.
Then we had Kimbrell.
Yeah.
A couple years of closer by committee. Now we got Kenley.
Jansen.
So Kimbrel was the one with the weird like crow hop or some
Yeah.
shit, right?
No,
yeah,
his,
Karate
his
Kid.
stance was like a bird
Yeah.
as he's looking in, getting the sign.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. And wasn't Papelbon the one that got in a fight with?
Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
When
that's
they
right.
were in
Papelbon.
Washington. Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
crazy.
They
yeah.
fucking choked each other out or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that shit doesn't seem to happen very often in baseball, like players getting into fights with each other.
Not nearly
You see it more
enough.
often in I see it quite a few times in like the NBA or the NFL, like where players on the same team get into fights with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the NFL.
Yeah. But you hardly ever see that. When's the last time you saw that in baseball? I haven't seen anybody go after each other.
There's occasionally like, somebody yelling at each other in the dugout kind of thing, but
Yeah.
Papelbon doing an actual chokehold
yeah.
on Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to piss that guy off.
No.
Papelbon, not Harper. Whatever. His hairspray.
Either one of them.
Fucking
His hairspray.
dude. Sorry, dude.
He's not as bad as he used to be.
With the hair thing, no.
I remember like watching an All-Star game one year, and he was wearing his jersey. It was like unbuttoned, I swear, down to the middle of his stomach.
Hell yeah.
And he didn't have an undershirt on. And he's got his long hair. He would like take off his hat and he would do this like fucking Farrah Fawcett thing.
Nice.
Yeah. He's tamed it down a little bit.
He's a good player.
He is. Speaking of Bryce Harper, he is returning.
Has returned.
He has returned. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. After having Tommy John surgery, he was out for like 2 months. That's it.
I think
Which is-
November. November is when he got the surgery,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, right
100
after.
something days or something.
Yeah.
It was like 120 something days.
It's crazy.
That doesn't ever happen.
Nope.
Most of the time, it takes guys a full season to come back,
And
if not more.
And his like third or fourth game back, he had a home run.
Yeah. Oh, did he really?
So how is it you can hit, because Shohei got the Tommy John a couple years ago or whatever, but he was still DHing while recovering from the surgery. How is it you can hit but you can't throw?
I mean, it's probably some sort of movement.
It's a
it's the-
rotation.
Oh, okay.
It's the muscle that you feel like move when you make a pitching motion,
Right.
an overhand pitching motion.
Versus
That's what they're moving rather than. Yeah, this is great for the podcast, isn't
I
it?
wish the listeners could see us trying to make this motion. It's fucking terrible.
We're professional athletes.
we are professionals.
Professional something. Anyway, he's back. He's playing. Good luck to him.
Yep. Fucking Phillies needed him. That's for sure.
Finally, good news for Eric's fantasy baseball team. Liam Hendricks, he's back. He had cancer, and he's going to be back in a few days. I think he's already playing in the minor leagues.
Last I saw, he was
rehab assignment.
Yeah,
he was throwing
doing
from the mound in rehab. So yeah,
Good for him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
how long was he out? He was out for a couple of seasons, wasn't he? Am I mistaken?
I thought it wasn't even actually a whole season, wasn't it?
Oh, I thought it was. I thought it was a while. Maybe
it is.
Looking it up.
Again, this is why we're not going to be talking serious stats anymore, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, so good.
Well, he appeared in 58 games in 2022.
Oh, so he's been playing. I'm
Yeah.
just full
I
of
thought
shit.
it was
I don't
like
know.
the end of last season that he announced all
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure it was the end of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe even the off season, but
Okay. Well,
it's still awesome
Anyway,
that he's back. I mean, yeah.
totally.
Yep. My accidental drafting of him will pay off, hopefully.
Who does he play for? What team?
White Sox.
White Sox.
Oh, well, they need all the help
They
can
need
get.
him. Yeah.
That team sucks. They're almost as bad as the Royals.
Nobody's as bad as the Royals. Nick.
That actually is true. They are the worst team in baseball. We get that crown. We're going to wear that crown happily. I'm telling you, they're going to move. They're going to move to Orlando.
Man, that would be sad.
Yet another baseball team in a shitty Florida town.
Orlando Royal Dreamers.
Their stadium looks cool that they're trying to get, though.
I mean,
It looks like the Los Angeles
I
Rams
can draw a cool
football
stadium too.
Exactly.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
I mean, it looks like a spaceship. Of course it looks cool. It's a drawing. It has no basis in reality.
Who's to say that they can't make that, Eric?
So good.
Because it's going to cost gazillions of dollars to make that
Yeah,
drawing come
so.
true.
Most of these stadiums cost $1 gazillion.
So the Marlins are in Miami, and then the Rays are obviously in Tampa. Where's Orlando in relation to those two? I don't know.
It's like Central Florida.
It's like right in the middle, right? It's not on the coast or anything.
No, not at all.
Right.
There's nothing there besides Disney World.
They don't need a baseball team.
Well, no, they don't. But they
especially when they have two that can't half fill a stadium.
Yeah, what makes them think that they're going to like kill it?
Money.
I didn't realize the other day I learned that the Florida Panthers are actually in Miami and they're crushing it. And they kind of been a good team for a hot minute. I didn't realize
who are the Florida Panthers?
NHL.
Oh,
NHL.
okay.
Yeah, there you go. Hockey in Miami.
I watched a Kraken game the other day.
Fucking A, right. Was it the one they won or lost?
They won. It was like a really close game against the Avalanche.
Yes. Well, we're actually on to the other series, a new series against Dallas.
Dallas.
It's 2-2 right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a close one. It's a good series.
Well,
game 5 tonight, as a matter of fact. So let's hurry this shit up.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Bruins are out, so I don't care.
Heard that. Go crack.
Well, Bruins suck. Okay, that's all the quick hits I got.
Quick hits.
All right, Paul and Eric.
Yeah.
We're going to play a game.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, Eric. Let's do this.
Yes. I am going to give you the name of a team manager, and you have to tell me which team they manage.
Oh, God.
You get 1 point for getting it right. You get -1 point for getting it wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
And you get 1 bonus point if you can tell me their predecessor.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. So if you don't
-20 right now.
If you get it wrong, but you can still tell me their predecessor, then it's basically equal to 0.
Yeah.
But it would still have to be the predecessor on the right team.
Yeah.
So that would be a miracle if that happens.
Yeah. You will each get 1 point to start with, since you know the name of your team's manager. At least I hope you do.
Jim Lefevre.
So that means...
Oh, wait a minute. Scott Service.
What's that?
Jim Lefevre?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, he's not the Mariners.
So that means each one of you is going to have to name 14 team managers or 14 teams that these managers are on. We're going to rotate. We're going to go back. What was that, Eric?
I'm going to do so bad at this. So bad.
A quivering.
Yeah. So to make it a little more difficult.
More difficult.
Yeah, more difficult.
Oh my God.
You guys will not be asked the names of the managers in your divisions. So no AL West for Paul and no AL East for Eric. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, totally ready. Totally ready.
This is going to be great. Paul, we're going to start with you. We're just going to go back and forth.
I'll keep score here if you want me to. Are you going to?
I'm going to keep score.
Okay, got it.
I got it. The name of the manager is David Bell. Which team does David Bell manage?
God damn it. Cincinnati Reds.
That is correct.
Let's go, Eric.
Do you know the name of his predecessor?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay. Jim Riggleman was his predecessor.
Yeah. He was a former Mariner.
No, there you go.
A former Mariner manager, I believe, for like 22 days or something.
Okay, and I chose these randomly, or I kind of went... They're
sure you did.
Basically random. So some are going to seem easier than others.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Eric.
Question 1 for you. The name of the manager is Dusty Baker.
God,
which team does he manage?
Damn it, Nick.
Rangers.
Oh, that is incorrect.
It is?
Do I get a chance?
No, you don't.
I don't know managers at all. Oh, wait.
Dusty Baker manages the Houston Astros.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Jesus Christ, Eric.
How did you miss that?
I'm so bad at that. I don't know managers at all.
Wow, this is.
I told you I'm going to be -20.
In the first 5 questions.
You only have to do 14, so it's okay. All right, Paul.
You better
Matt
give me a
Quattraro.
That's your fucking Kansas City Royals, isn't it?
That is correct.
Let's go, Eric.
Do you know his predecessor?
Fuck. I can't remember. You're going to say the name, and I'm going to be like, of course it is. That's the one guy.
His name is Mike Matheny.
Mike Matheny. Well, he was only there for a couple of years, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I was pretty
really
short.
bad.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
2-0, Eric.
I hate you both.
I can't believe you missed the first one. Let's see if you get this one.
Dude,
That was that was the easiest one on there. Like literally the easiest.
What did I tell you? I'm like,
fucking believable.
I don't know managers.
Okay. Rocco Baldelli.
Oh, I'm going to get this one wrong too, because crap. Shit. I don't know. I'm just going to pick randomly, and we're going to go Rockies.
That is incorrect.
St. Louis Cardinals?
That is also incorrect. He is the manager of the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, okay. Damn
that's
it.
right. Okay.
All right. It's 2 to -2. Just a heads up. Paul.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Torey Lovullo.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Eric.
Yep.
Brian Snitker.
Name doesn't even register with me.
Oh my God. I'm just giving you a -1. What the fuck? Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't give him a chance to let him guess. You got to let him guess.
No,
he said
I wasn't going to even pick the Braves, so
Who were you going to say?
I don't know.
Paul.
Talk to me.
John Schneider.
John Schneider. He's the GM for the Seattle Seahawks, I believe.
Well,
that's actually correct.
That could be true, but that's not the correct answer for this question.
Okay.
I didn't randomly just choose a. What was that noise?
What was that noise, Eric?
I hit my microphone.
Did you fart? I want to say the San Francisco Giants.
That is incorrect. Well, you guys are crushing it.
Hey, man, 2 for 4. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, sure.
How are you doing, Eric?
Horribly, like I said I would. I mean, you guys think you're insulting me. I'm doing exactly what I said I would be doing.
Oh, this is fun. Eric, Gabe Kapler.
Ooh.
Oh, crap.
Come on, Eric.
See Tampa Bay?
No.
You can't do any NL East teams. You're not going to be able to guess one. So take another
Play
guess.
for Tampa Bay.
Take another
Play
guess.
for Tampa. All right. Where is he now? Shit. Now I can't even think of teams.
Home of techno.
Detroit?
No.
Damn it.
Incorrect.
Thank you for buying into that. I believe.
You son of a bitch.
All right. Paul.
Where is he?
Well, yeah, where's Gabe Kapler at?
Oh, yeah, my fault. He is the San Francisco Giants.
Is it really?
There it is.
Good for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I like Gabe Kapler.
Yeah.
He was a good player.
Can you name his predecessor in San Francisco? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Okay.
If I can't give you the current one.
Bruce Bochy.
Yeah, that was it.
It was Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, Paul. Bob Melvin.
Bob Melvin is now at the San Diego Padres, I believe.
Correct.
Yes, and he replaced
Ooh, I don't know if you're going to get this
Bruce
guy's
Bochy.
name.
Wasn't
No.
Bochy in San Diego then?
No.
Oh, Bochy was in San Diego in the 90s?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't go back that far. He replaced Jace Tingler.
Yeah.
The Tingler.
The Tingler. Yes.
Eric.
Yep.
Skip Shoemaker.
Pirates.
No, that's wrong.
Cardinals.
No, that's wrong.
Shit.
You guys are way worse at this than I thought you would be.
What were you
I'm sorry.
expecting?
I mean, I know like half of these guys on here, at least.
Well, you're special.
Yeah, you're awesome.
No, I'm just saying. I figured,
Yeah.
baseball podcast, baseball fans.
I watch baseball For the baseball action, not the player's boss.
Well, they always mention the managers when they're on there. They're like,
Yeah, and that's the
and
time
talk to his
now.
managers, Bob. Well, it's irrelevant, but it's still there. It still comes into view. They show him like 16 times a game. Whatever.
True.
All right, Paul. Kevin Cash.
Kevin Cash, Tampa Bay Rays.
That is correct.
Yes, let's go. That's 4, Eric. 4.
Who did he replace?
Some dude before him. Oh,
Yep.
gosh. Bruce Bochy.
No.
That's going to be my answer every time.
But she's been around, apparently.
Who did he replace?
He replaced Joe Madden.
Oh, come on, Paul.
Yeah.
Shit.
Surprised you didn't get that, Paul.
Should have known it, Eric.
Eric Oliver Marmol. Your reaction every time.
Marmol?
Yeah.
Like these names, you could just be telling me made up names and I wouldn't know the difference.
Ah, so good.
I can't even think of teams anymore.
Do you know who the Red Sox manager is?
Alex Cora.
Okay.
I know that.
I'm just
Do you know
making
who the Yankees manager is?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's going to be one of your questions, Paul.
fucking A.
All right, give me my guy again.
Oliver Marmol is his
Oliver
name.
Marmol.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a great name.
Rockies.
No, that's
I'm
incorrect.
just going to say Rockies.
Keep going. It's like selecting C every time.
Get 1 point
Yeah.
eventually.
Holy shit.
Maybe.
Was that who I'm going to say, just for funsies, Cincinnati Reds.
No, you already
No, I already
guessed the
guessed that one.
Cincinnati Reds.
St.
He
Louis
is the
Cardinals.
coach of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Damn it. I was one of those. One of them red teams.
Yeah, one of them red teams.
All right.
Okay. Paul. Dave Roberts.
Dodgers. Can I get an update on the score?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
Who did he replace?
You're winning, Paul. You're winning.
Grady something.
No. He replaced Don Mattingly.
Oh, that's right. How long was he in LA? That wasn't very long.
He was there for a few years.
Okay.
So you have
5
3
gazillion.
points.
What?
You have 3 points because you've answered 5 correctly and 2 incorrectly.
Oh, man. That ain't cool.
Eric, you have a negative 6.
20.
Negative 6. Okay. Here we go. Pedro Grifol.
Eric, you got this.
This.
That actually rings a bell.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Colorado Rockies.
No.
Pedro Grifol.
Marlins.
No.
A's.
Damn it.
No. He is the manager for the Chicago White Sox. Paul.
Yes, sir.
Brandon Hyde.
Chicago Cubs.
That is incorrect.
Mm.
He is the manager for the Baltimore Orioles.
How many more do we have?
Just a few more. Eric, are you ready?
Yes. Ready as I'll ever be.
Bruce Bochy.
Oh, fuck, now you've all fucked me up. Is it Seattle?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, no. God damn it. This is actually incredible. I'm having the time of my life right now.
Eric, it's the Texas Rangers.
Yes.
I think Nick already predicted maybe potential manager of the year or something with Bruce Bochy being in Texas or something.
You didn't believe me, but he's
Man,
crushing.
He's a good manager. But
All right, Paul. Aaron Boone.
New York Yankees.
That is correct. Who did he replace?
Did he replace the catcher dude Joe? Oh, what the fuck was that guy's name? I can't remember his name. Am I close? It's the Joe dude.
Yeah. I'm not going to give it to you, or I'll give you the name, but I'm not going to give you the points. Joe Girardi. is his
Girardi,
name.
that's it. Who's now at Miami? Where is he now?
No idea. No idea where Joe is.
Aaron Boone, got it.
Yep.
Aaron Effin Boone.
Heard that.
Eric.
Yeah.
Craig Counsell.
Where did the Seattle Mariners go to after the Seattle Pilots go to after the one season in Seattle? 1969.
Is that supposed to be a hint?
Yes, it's a wonderful
Or is this
hint.
another trivia question?
It's a wonderful hint.
It's a double Jeopardy.
You'll get double points if you get it now.
Yeah. I'll take you back to 0 if you get it correct.
Oh, Eric, come on. You got this.
Craig Counsell.
No, I don't. Just going to say it. Rockies.
Oh, God damn it, Eric.
All right. Well, he's the manager for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yep. Son of a bitch.
You knew that one, Eric.
No, I did not.
Paul.
Yes, sir.
Bud Black.
Colorado Rockies.
That is correct.
There it is, Eric.
Damn it.
There it is.
He took my one guess. Son of a bitch.
Yes.
You can't guess that anymore. Do you know who he replaced?
No idea.
Walt Weiss.
Bochy.
No. Okay.
I will have my revenge on you, Nick.
Eric, I hope you do.
Not today. Not next podcast, but some podcast.
Oh, so good.
I didn't do this to torture you. I had no idea that you didn't know managers' names. How could I have known? I mean, I guess I could have asked, but
Yeah, that'd be one way. Hey guys, do you think this will be an entertaining quiz?
it's more fun when it's a surprise, you know? Okay. Eric. AJ Hinch. Where does he manage?
Fuck.
AJ
should know
Hinch.
this.
Do you know who AJ Hinch is?
Somewhat.
Do you know where he was cheating?
Shit. I know I should know this. Fuck. See, now I also have to remember which ones have been said.
That's impossible.
I'm going to go with
Oh, this is
Cubs.
No.
Detroit Tigers.
He is the coach of the Detroit Tigers.
Damn it.
Paul.
Yes.
David Ross.
Cubs.
That is correct. Do you know who he replaced?
The dude who Madden.
That
Joe
is
Madden.
also correct.
Let's
2
go,
points.
Eric. Let's go.
Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Nevin.
It's another name I recognize and have no fucking clue.
Yeah, let's talk this out. Probably on an AL team because the Boston's in
teams
the
are
AL?
dwindling. Just a heads up, the teams that have not been used are dwindling.
Yeah. I figured that out.
Eric seems upset.
He's not
No,
happy.
I'm actually trying to think.
Okay,
he's
so
not
we should
happy
stop
with you.
talking while you're-
All right.
Who was it again? What name?
Phil Nevin.
Man, I really don't know.
I'm going to give you 5 more seconds.
Yeah. Pirates.
No, that is incorrect. He is the coach of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Son of a bitch.
Fuck that guy.
Yep, fuck that guy. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Thompson. Not Rob Thomas. Rob
thank
Thompson.
God. I was going to say, didn't he make a record with some people? I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Incorrect.
Oh, damn it.
The Philadelphia Phillies.
Ah.
Mm.
Okay.
All right, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Kotze.
I mean, I just want to say Pirates for the rest of these, but that won't be entertaining.
I mean, it might be entertaining.
It's all in your delivery.
Who's to
How are
say
you going to
that it
say
won't?
it? Yeah. Make it funny.
I'm going to say Pirates.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Okay, Paul. 2 more. Dave Martinez.
Miami.
Incorrect. He is the coach of the Washington Nationals.
Oh, shit.
Oh, crap.
Should have known that.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there a hot minute.
All right, Eric. Derek Shelton.
Have we done the A's already?
Yes, that was the last one.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I'm so over this. Do we do San Diego?
We have done San Diego.
Damn. I don't know. Mets.
The one time you don't guess the fucking Pirates, it's the manager of the Pirates.
I wasn't going to guess it a third time in a row.
Well, you did that for the Rockies.
Yeah, should have.
Well, whatever. Why break the streak?
That's true. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Buck Showalter.
New York Mets.
That is correct.
This one, I know.
Do you know who he replaced?
No, I do not.
Okay. Luis Rojas.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Eric, last one. If you don't get this one,
Eric, I have a feeling I know what he's going to say right now.
Terry Francona.
Cleveland.
Thank you.
Fuck.
Insert clapping. Insert cheering.
Yeah, we don't need to pander. We don't need to pander.
Who did Francona? Who did he replace, Eric? Get that bonus point.
No clue. If you think I'm bad doing managers to teams, I'm even worse with teams to managers.
Sandy Alomar Jr. is who he replaced.
Wow.
Well, that was fun.
Was it?
Paul did pretty good. Paul did pretty good. Eric,
Not so
I don't want to hear it.
you
I
got
don't
one.
want to hear it.
You got Terry Francona.
I don't want to hear it.
So scores. What were those scores, real quick, if you don't mind me asking?
I think you won, Paul. We're just gonna call it a day and say that you won.
I'm a fucking champion, Eric.
Eric had minus 13. I know that.
Eric.
Because he only got one right. Oh,
I will remember this
I'm
day.
so sorry, Eric. I'm so
Just
sorry.
you wait till it's my turn to do a quiz.
I would love that. I can't wait for the day that you try to torture me.
So good.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I had no idea how that was going to go. I thought you guys would know a few more, but I was wrong. So my fault.
No, it's still fun, though. Still fun.
My quiz will be over front office secretaries. See if you could name them.
I'm going to fucking start studying now. All right. It's time for a new quick segment called Wasted Pitch Player of the Week. We haven't done this before, right?
You did it once before.
I think we did
Did
do
we?
it once before, yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's official now.
Yeah, it's official. The Wasted Pitch Player of the Week is a player that is not necessarily a good player. It's not that they've had a good week. It's not that they've had good stats. It's just something that they did that we feel deserves some honorable mention.
Some recognition.
Mm-hmm. So this week we're going to have co-players of the week. In a game between the Phillies and the Red Sox, Boston reliever Cutter Crawford and Phillies left-hander Matt Strom got ejected and fined for having a national anthem standoff.
This is stupidest quote-unquote tradition.
It's kind of
those
ridiculous.
that don't know, it's like a little tradition between some players where when all the players are standing on the field, the national anthem is playing, everybody leaves, and then usually two players just stand there and have a little
stand the last person.
Yeah, to see who can stand there the longest. This one went on for like I don't know. It was like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the Philly fanatic was fucking with Cutter Crawford, I think, or Matt Strom, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good thing. I like those little
What were they
standoffs. I don't think any of that information was released for whatever reason. They just got ejected from the game. Usually players do it it's usually pitchers. They're usually the ones who do it.
Right.
And they're not pitching that day. So
Right.
Anyway, it's fun. I like that little tradition. You guys hate it, it sounds like.
I don't hate it, but
It's childish.
Oh, here we go.
No, it's just it doesn't do anything. You're just standing there. You're not What are you proving?
Well, you got to have fun somehow.
See,
They're not
it's
gonna
like
do
it would be
anything
better.
Is
today.
it fun though?
It would be better if they are like staring at each other like a no blink, first person to blink, like because they just kind of stand there and they kind of like look around and like, yeah, are you gonna go? Are you gonna go? Yeah, yeah. It's just it's kind of like it's kind of dumb and kind of funny at the same time.
Cutter Crawford was fined extra. Doesn't say how much, but apparently, if you're on the IL list and you get ejected, you get an extra fine.
What the fuck? That's so stupid. See, that's stupid to me.
Well,
Not the standoff. I applaud the standoff. Yeah.
well, you applaud the Royals as well, so
Well, that's true.
questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable.
Anyway, they're the wasted pitch players of the week.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Congrats.
Okay, guys, I think it's time for a movie review.
Yes.
This week, we are reviewing a movie that I had never heard of until recently.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys had either.
Nope.
Probably because it's such an old movie. But I'm excited to chat about this one. So let's get into our review of It Happens Every Spring.
Insert song. Insert little intro song.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
That's the one.
There it is.
That's it. I don't need to insert anything. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome. Eric, did you watch this one?
I did.
You did.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
You had plenty of time to watch it. So
You did. You probably watched it last night.
And I enjoyed it.
Did you watch it last night?
I did not.
Oh, okay. Okay. This film, and I think I'm going to call it a film from here on out because that just feels right. This film has an 86% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
And it was released in 1949. Who knew that Rotten Tomatoes has been around that long?
It's a while. It's a while.
The whole reason we chose this film is because the tagline for it reads, "A scientist discovers a formula that makes a baseball which is repelled by wood. He promptly sets out to exploit his discovery." So from there, it sounds awesome, right?
Exploit.
Yeah, it sounds like solid gold from the get-go.
For
So
sure.
we had to check it out. We have some actors in here who might be recognizable to some of our listeners if you are a little older than me or the rest of us.
I recognize some.
Okay, well, there you go. It stars Ray Milland as Vernon K. Simpson, who is our scientist / protagonist. Side note, after looking at his IMDb page, Ray here has been in a shitload of movies. 131 of them, to be
Dang.
exact.
This is back in the day when the studio owned the actor.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
You
impressive.
Pump them out
131.
every week.
Yeah. And that doesn't include like all the little like TV shows that he was in as well. It also stars Jean Peters as Deborah Greenleaf, who is the love interest of Vernon. Fun fact about Jean, she only acted for about 7 years and then married Howard Hughes.
Oh,
And she
wow.
became a recluse just like he was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is a banger from the get-go.
We're stopping the actors there?
Well, that's the main actors.
We're not going to. Okay. All right.
Who,
Who
are you
else
talking
did you
about?
want-
Who are you thinking, Eric?
Ed Begley Sr.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Okay.
Who was the catcher? Which one was the catcher?
The skipper from Gilligan's Island.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that couldn't have been him. The
I don't
the
believe
dude
you.
playing the catcher was like 49, 50, 60
Yeah.
years old.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, no. He had to have been like somebody else. These guys were trying to play baseball players and they were like 50.
Yeah, they were old.
They're trying to play 20-something year olds.
Yeah, I didn't buy that.
Yeah, no.
Excuse me. All right. It wasn't the catcher.
Yeah, okay.
It was the Schmidt. Who is Schmidt in the movie?
Schmidt?
That was the skipper.
The skipper.
Skipper from Gilligan's Island, Alan Hale Jr., played Schmidt in this movie.
Mm. Okay.
Well,
I believe you.
my hang up there is the Gilligan's Island was filmed in probably the 70s? 80s, early 80s, 70s.
Yeah,
I would say early 70s
early 70s. Yeah.
at the latest.
Skipper, well, I guess he was kind of an older dude at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Gilligan's Island premiered in 1964
Oh, okay.
Wow.
and only 3 seasons. But
Really?
Then
completely
why have I
different thing
seen?
than what
I feel like I've seen so many episodes of
I know.
Gilligan's Island.
And then like TV movies they did afterwards and all a bunch of bullshit. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay. All right, Skipper. He was the catcher then.
No, he was not the catcher. He was Schmidt. I don't know who Schmidt was.
Yeah, I
in
don't
the movie,
remember Schmidt.
but
Yeah.
he was. I remember watching the movie and going, "Hey,
Okay.
that's
That's that one guy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the guy.
Okay.
Anyway, so I feel like this one was pretty good from the get-go.
Mhm.
The opening credits are kind of what you would expect from something made in 1949. It's like, big swinging sounds of the full orchestra playing with a guy like singing in the style of Bing Crosby. And there was like an oddly placed animated short that really has nothing to do with the plot of the movie at all, other than it being representative of spring, because it's just like a cartoon of bunnies and flowers for like 2 straight minutes. The music was great. I enjoyed it. So our opening scene takes place on a college campus somewhere. They don't really ever say the name of the college, but we think it's somewhere in the Midwest. I feel like it's somewhere in the Midwest. And there's a quote by Albert Einstein that flashes on the screen that says, "The results of scientific research very often force a change in the philosophical view of problems, which extend far beyond the restricted domain of science itself." So it's getting deep already, guys.
It's sort of like a precursor to like, hey, don't cheat. But this is not really cheating. It's kind of sciencey, but yeah.
We get to meet our first character, Deborah Greenleaf, who is a student at this university. And we also find out that her father is the dean/president. And does her mom work there too? Is that right?
Probably
Maybe
his secretary.
probably his secretary.
Sorry.
I don't think she does. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. It doesn't matter. So Deborah, and we're going to call her Debbie at this point because that's what she goes by in the movie. Debbie is talking with some friends on her way to see her father. And they start talking about prom and how she can't miss it, which is kind of weird to me because I thought prom was in high school.
High school thing, exactly. So what college campus is doing a prom?
Yeah.
Maybe that was a thing in the 40s. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They also mentioned Vernon's name. She mentions Vernon's name. So we kind of know that he might be the love interest from the get-go, but we haven't met Vernon yet. We get to meet her father, whose name is Alfred, or Dr. Greenleaf, but we'll just call him Dean for right now. And he's having a conversation about Vernon with one of the professors because he wants to find out all about this guy that says Debbie has taken a liking to. So we find out that Vernon is being considered to head up a research laboratory at the university. I'm going to stop right here and just point out that Debbie is a young college student. They make it a point in here to say that Vernon is definitely not young.
right.
Like
Yeah.
I think they said he's no spring chicken, and he should have had his doctorate years ago. So it was for sure like a little odd that
the
Vernon
age difference.
Yeah, he's chasing some young college ass who is the dean's daughter, and everyone's okay with it. Like, no big deal. Different times, I guess. Anyway, during the conversation that the dean is having with the professor, it comes out that there is just one weird thing about Vernon, and it's that every spring he becomes absent-minded, and for whatever reason, it lasts through the summer. But
They
during
make it
during the winter, he's fine.
Yeah.
They make it sound like he goes like on a heroin bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like he can't be found and no one can get in contact with him. And
Yeah.
then he shows back up.
Doesn't
at the
hold
end
a
of spring.
conversation very well or something.
Right.
Yeah.
His mind is elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then I love when movies do this. Like the professor gets really bright-eyed and says, "It happens every spring." Like we get the first 2 minutes we get the title track out of the way.
We should also point out everyone talks in the mid-Atlantic 1940s broadcast accent.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so next scene, we get to meet Vernon, who is teaching his chemistry class, which Debbie is a student in, by the way. And she's like just staring all doe-eyed while he starts to do an experiment for the class. Yeah, this is pretty great. During the middle of his experiment, he all of a sudden loses focus and like starts hearing like a baseball game being called on the radio. Surprise, surprise, there's actually no radio in the class. He's just dreaming of baseball, just like the professor said he does. The bell rings and the whole class leaves except for Debbie, who starts up a conversation about how she wants Vernon to make a move on her. Like she's ready to go. She wants to start this up. But he's hesitant because he doesn't feel like he makes enough money to be that dude for her. But he hints that there may be something in the works because of this experiment that he's been working on that a laboratory wants to buy. And all their problems could soon be solved. So they like rush off to his lab and find that his compound works and like it's ready to go. Like this is they're ready to go, man. They're ready to get together. He's ready to go and sell his experiment. But then disaster strikes in the form of a baseball crashing through the window and hitting all of his beakers and test tubes and destroying his work. Yep. This scene was fucking great. Like it's just a perfect like amalgamation of like silly writing and like suspension of disbelief that we get to see. Like of all things, a baseball comes crashing through right as he
perfectly hits every single piece of glass in that room.
Yeah, and like right as he finds out his experiment worked.
Yeah,
right.
So Vernon is beside himself and thinks the world has ended, and basically just starts mansplaining to Debbie how he can't just redo the experiment because of the time it took to make all the materials. So he shoos Debbie away and then starts to clean up. He finds the baseball that broke the window sitting in a drip pan that was filled with like all sorts of chemicals that came out of the test tubes. He grabs the baseball and he throws it on the table. And as it's rolling along, it miraculously avoids touching these logs that are on the table. I don't know why there's fucking logs on the table, but why not? So he tries rolling it on the table again. And each time like the baseball like jumps over the log and doesn't touch it. And at this point, he realizes he's onto something. So he pours all the liquid from the drip pan into a bottle, seals it up. So he decides to do an experiment with the liquid to see if his magic elixir actually does what it thinks it will. And he enlists the help of a couple of his class clown students who just so happen to be baseball players.
Yeah.
Athletes, class clowns.
Makes perfect sense.
And who need extra credit for the class.
Yeah, so he makes a deal with them. He tells them basically their grades are bad, and he's willing to give them some pointers, but only if they meet him on the baseball field at 5 a.m. the next morning. I'm no meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure the sun is not up at 5 a.m.
At least as bright as it was, yeah.
Anyway, they meet him on the field, and he wants to pitch to them, so he throws a couple of pitches to them, and like they're just crushing, right? They're baseball players. They're good. But here's where it gets good. After the warm-up pitches, he like sneakily reaches into his pocket and grabs a rag that has some of the elixir on it. And he rubs it on the glove and then puts the ball in the glove. The first pitch he throws is headed right down the middle. But then all of a sudden, it does the same thing it did when it was close to the log. Like the ball like basically jumps out of the way of the bat. But it's more dramatic in this, like,
but it's almost like kind of cartoon noises about the ball going around the
yeah. So, like, remember this movie was made in 1949, so like the special effects are not good. They're
minimal,
pretty laughable. But I think it kind of just
they're pretty great for the time.
Yeah, it just adds to the charm of the movie. Like, I think the way that they make the ball miss is like some shit out of like the Three Stooges. Like you can tell that it gets attached to a string or something.
Yeah.
And it also makes like you said, Paul, it makes like this whistling noise, like like when it's getting out of the way.
Yep.
So Vernon's experiment worked just like he thought it would, and after he throws a few more pitches to the guys and they whiff, he runs off to Dr. Greenleaf's house, the dean, to ask for a leave of absence. but he can't tell him where he's going. Eventually, the good doctor agrees to grant him a leave of absence, even though he's a little frustrated with him. So Vernon immediately takes a train to St. Louis and goes to St. Louis Stadium. I'm not sure if it's the Cardinals. They don't really say, but I assume that's who it's supposed to be. Oh, yeah.
So Major League Baseball at the time did not let them use the actual names of the teams because of the cheating implications in the movie.
Oh, interesting.
So even that both teams wear the city name on their shirt.
Oh,
wow.
St. Louis.
I didn't
in
know
all
that.
the games.
Interesting.
That's a cool little fact. Vernon walks into the front office and tries to get a meeting with Mr. Dolan, who is the general manager of the team. Vernon barges into his office and demands that Mr. Dolan let him try out for the team. He claims that he can win the pennant for him. He says he can win 30 games for him, which is a lot of games, especially because they're already into the season, I think.
Yeah.
Dolan thinks he's a crazy person, and he calls the cops on him, which arrived really quickly, by the way. They were there immediately. But then Mr. Stone walks in, who is another executive. And
Ed Begley Sr.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay,
Nice.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Nice.
And he decides to let him go through with the trial just because he thinks he doesn't stand a chance, and he kind of wants to teach him a lesson. They have Vernon suit up. And by the way, the uniforms are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super baggy pants, baggy shirts, high stirrups.
That was all wool back in the day, too,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a classic look. Imagine
Yeah.
playing in that in the summer. That would suck.
Brutal.
Horrible.
And this is where we meet Monk, the team catcher,
There he is.
who is probably about 52 years old.
Easily.
And like most catchers in baseball movies, he's just kind of like a surly grump who doesn't really take shit from anyone.
Burns probably easily 44 in the movie.
Oh yeah, it
Trying to
has
play a
to be. Like most
22-year-old.
of the players on the team are old,
Yeah.
and not in like good shape. Like Monk is not in baseball shape at all.
No. Especially for a catcher.
Yeah. So Vernon gets up on the mound and rubs the elixir on the glove again and throws out the first pitch. Swing and a miss. What do you know? Throws another one. Same thing. And this scene goes on for a couple minutes, and it's just Vernon striking out the whole team. And they're all like, what the fuck? Like, how is this happening? The two managers, Stone and Dolan, see this happening, and basically they wanted to teach him a lesson, but he ends up teaching them a lesson. And the thing they say is that's what makes baseball the greatest game in the world. Everybody plays it all over the country. And they finally ask his name, and he doesn't want to reveal his identity because he doesn't want anybody to know that he's out
Cheating.
there doing this, right? Well, it's not that he's cheating.
Well, that he's a chemist.
Yeah, he doesn't want people knowing that he's playing baseball, I guess. So it kind of goes both ways there. He doesn't want people to know that he's a chemist.
Doesn't want the university to know he's a baseball player.
Yeah. And they finally ask his name, and his name, he just tells them it's Kelly. Not a first name, not a last name, just Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to call him Kelly from now on. So Kelly makes the team, and during his first time in the dugout with them, the team is playing a game, and they're trying to hold on to the lead, but the starting pitcher is struggling. So Dolan tells him to warm up and eventually gets put in. First pitch is wild. Immediately, that team scores a run. So now they're just the team is just one run behind St. Louis. So it's getting close. At first he struggles to find his groove, but then eventually gets his first swinging strikeout to win the game and get the save. Everybody is impressed by this screwball that misses the bat, makes a whistling sound, it goes way up in the air. So Kelly made the team, gets a contract, and I think the team gives him an apartment to live in or something like that. It's like ball club housing.
Yeah.
Because the next scene we see is Monk walking into the room, and he just says hey, I'm living with you now. It's the beginning of a beautiful friendship. The end. That's it. Just kidding. So I think the team management wants Monk to keep an eye on him. So they're roommates now.
Yep.
Monk does a bit of snooping around, looking at Kelly's books. He sees a picture of Debbie, And he like calls her a looker or something like that. You know, some term that they used back then. Wow, she's sure a looker. And then he notices a bottle on the dresser, like sniffs it, asks what it is. So Kelly just tells him it's prescription hair tonic. Prescription hair tonic. But we all know it's the magic elixir. Throughout the whole movie, this is great, Monk gets phone calls from his wife or girlfriend, whose name is Mabel. And these scenes are always hilarious because the voice that comes through the phone is like this high-pitched screech. It's almost like Betty Boop or something like that. And she's just like yelling at Monk the whole time.
Or Snoopy or Charlie.
Yeah.
His mom. Wah, 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 wah. It's kind of like just, yeah.
But Monk fucking hates listening to her talk. So he just puts the phone down and lets her go on for minutes at a time, like without even stopping. Occasionally he'll pick up the phone and say, yes, Mabel, I understand. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's 1940s humor. And this happens quite a bit throughout the whole movie. Anyway, while Monk is ignoring and belittling his wife, Vernon is reading the newspaper and sees an article in the newspaper that says he's missing. So apparently Debbie decided to tell the police that he was missing for some reason. So he rushes out the door to try and fix it. I'm not really sure why she said that he was missing.
Yeah, I didn't get that either because he clearly got a leave of absence from the university.
Yeah.
I guess it's just to move the story along.
Was he just not calling her, not communicating? And so
yeah, it must be. So he ends up buying and sending her a diamond ring and explains via telegram that he's fine and to call off the search and said that he's doing some work with some associates. And the work is very tough, but the financial reward is very good. Hence the diamond ring. Well, Debbie's parents aren't buying this shit. They think that he's doing something illegal. Like there's no way that he could pay for this diamond ring, right? The next day, the team is traveling by train and Debbie's mom is at the station, which kind of makes me think like the college has to be super close to St. Louis because if they're at the same train station.
Yeah, I got the impression that it was less than a day train to St. Louis.
So Debbie's mom is at the station and she sees Kelly with like Monk and some of the other players. She doesn't say anything. She immediately calls Debbie and says that she saw him with some really tough looking fellas. And they're probably gangsters. So that's her theory now, is that he's mixed up with the mob. Basically, she got on the jump to conclusions map and found the worst possible scenario to go with. Like
the infamous St. Louis mob.
Yeah, now he's with the mob. All right, guys, it's montage time. And this is probably my favorite montage of all the movies that we've reviewed. We've got the spinning newspapers again. Like that shit's been going on for decades now,
Classic.
Guys. Kelly is crushing it in every game he plays, which is every game. And I think the best part about the montage is the music. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's like a rousing orchestral rendition of the song. Has anybody here seen Kelly? You guys know that song?
No, I don't know.
K-E-L-L-Y. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll find a version of that song and we can play it in the background.
Word.
So the montage ends with Kelly pitching a no-hitter in New York, like a boss, obviously. And after the game, all these reporters are like trying to get a picture of him as he walks out of the locker, but like he ducks back in really quick, and because he doesn't want to be seen, like he doesn't want his face in the newspaper because that will give away what he's actually doing during his leave of absence. Monk has his back and persuades the reporters to do an interview without taking photos. So we had a close call there. Well, Debbie sees an article in the newspaper about some mobsters robbing a jewelry store, and the seeds of doubt start to creep in. At first, she didn't believe her parents when they thought he was working with the mob, but now she's not so sure. There's like a funny, like speaking of special effects, there's like a funny scene where she's just like sitting at her desk or wherever, in her room, and there's like a picture of Vernon as a professor, and then it like cuts to this picture of like the same picture like dissolves and it's now a picture of Vernon with like a gun and he's like a mobster.
That's right.
So they get back to St. Louis after their little road trip, and Monk is just chilling in the room by himself. And he looks at himself in the mirror and notices that his hair is all fucked up. So he goes to the dresser and starts to like mess with his hair. But then he sees the elixir bottle sitting. But remember, guys, like he thinks that it's hair tonic, right? It's prescription hair tonic. So he rubs some in his hair, and we get to see some more special effects. Like he tries to comb his hair with a wooden comb.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that's not going to work. And it's like electric crackling sounds, and then it like falls flat. It looks like Mo from the Three Stooges.
It's the wonderful special effect of like a blow dryer or something off camera.
It's like blowing his hair, down.
Away from like the comb in the other direction or something. It's so good.
Yeah. And Kelly walks in, but he doesn't see him and realizes that he has to be somewhere like right at that moment. So like he like comes in and he starts to barge back out of the room. For whatever reason, like Monk says to him, "Hey, wait a minute, Fu Manchu." Like, it's like Monk has like some of the best one-liners in here. And then he gets interrupted by a phone call from Mabel, so he can't follow Kelly out of the apartment. Hey, wait a minute, Fu Manchu.
Oh, that's good.
I don't even know what does that mean. Do you guys know what that means? Is it some racist shit? Like, should we?
Well,
It might be.
Absolutely.
So the reason Kelly had to rush out the door is because he realized that it's the 2nd of the month and he's got to go pay his ring bill. So while he's walking out of the store, guess who shows up? It's fucking Debbie.
Fucking Debbie.
Yeah, and she's pissed because now she thinks he's working with the mob. So she gives him an ultimatum. She says unless he tells her what's going on, then they should just end it. Like she's done. So he tells her, he's like, fine, I'm a baseball player. And my name is actually Kelly. And she's like, oh, come the fuck on. You got to be kidding me. I told you to be honest with me. And this is what I get. And then so she walks off. So that's what he gets for being honest with her, right? So later that day at the game, Dr. Greenleaf is conveniently sitting there next to Mr. Stone, who, for whatever reason, who knows?
Right.
And after Kelly finishes an inning, like Stone tries to call him over to the seats so he can meet Mr. Greenleaf. Well, obviously Kelly freaks out and hides his face, and then he runs into the dugout and tells the coach he can't pitch the rest of the game. So coach is pissed, and Monk tries to like go talk to him into the locker room, but can't reason with him, and everybody storms off. Eventually, Monk convinces the managers not to fire him and give him one more chance. Now, Kelly is in a real pickle here because the team has a chance to win the pennant, but he's afraid of being seen by the Greenleafs, so he's having trouble deciding whether or not to keep playing. But our boy Monk comes back to the apartment, and he's able to convince him to stick it out. Also, Monk gets another phone call from Mabel at this time. And just answers and immediately puts the phone down on the table. So Debbie keeps kind of going back and forth between believing Vernon and not believing him. Like there's a great scene where she's like lying on the floor with a bunch of newspapers and a magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
She's going through each picture of Kelly trying to figure out if it's actually Vernon. But she does so without any luck. So she decides to go see for herself. She goes to St. Louis. Kelly is on the mound, obviously, just like every game they play. She brings binoculars to confirm and look.
Which must have been the most intricate binoculars because she spends 3 minutes of the movie focusing them and turning knobs and doing all this to see the picture.
Well, she finally gets to see him. So she confirms that it's really Vernon out there. Okay, so you remember how Monk was using Kelly's elixir as hair tonic? Well, apparently he's still using it because at one point he rubs his hair during the game, and whenever Kelly throws the ball to him, he can't catch it or pick it up, and it ends up like breaking his finger. He still continues to play, but he's like scrounging around on the ground trying to pick up the ball, and it keeps bouncing away from him. And Kelly Kelly tries to help, and Monk is like, it ain't me fingers, it's me eyes. And Monk's not Irish. I don't know why he said it like that. That's just apparently how they talked back then. So the game ends, and like Debbie goes down to try and talk to Kelly. By the way, like Monk never finds out like why the ball is doing this. So just a heads up.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. The game ends and Debbie goes down to try and talk to Kelly. And while she's waiting there, Monk comes out and is like, "Jumpin' Jupiter, you're Kelly's girl, ain't ya?" and like he gets her to go with him because he explains that if Kelly sees her, then he would just like walk right out of the ballpark and quit. By the way, "Jumpin' Jupiter" is something that is said a lot. "Jumpin' Jupiter."
Especially an old timey voice like that.
Yeah. "Jumpin' Jupiter."
Yeah, because they couldn't say, "Holy fuck,"
or "Holy shit."
So she's talking to Monk, and she spills the details on a couple things. She tells Monk that his real name is Vernon and that he's a college professor, which he didn't know before. After a couple minutes, Monk decides to give her tickets to the rest of the games because they're so close to winning to the pin, and he wants her to see him pitch. The very next game she goes to, they win the pennant, right? And it's time to start the World Series for the St. Louis baseball team, is what we'll call them. Well, Debbie is so excited, she rushes home and she tells her mom that Vernon is actually the famous pitcher for St. Louis named Kelly. So the secret is now out. Everybody knows that Kelly is Vernon. So the World Series rolls around and St. Louis is playing New York. Maybe it's the Mets. Maybe it's the Yankees. We don't know. They trade games, and the series ends up being 3-2 in favor of St. Louis, with the deciding game coming up. So, of course, Kelly is called on to pitch this game. In the morning of the game, he's in the apartment trying to get his elixir ready, but Jumpin' Jupiter, the bottle is empty. Well, he knows there's one more in his suitcase. And he wakes Monk up and notices that his hair is doing funny things because there's a wooden headboard back there and Monk's hair is like going. So he wakes him up and he asks if he took the bottle out of his suitcase. So, of course, Monk says, "Oh, yeah, I saw it in there last week. I didn't think you'd mind. I gave it to Jimmy down the hallway." So Kelly goes down the hall to Jimmy's place. Jimmy is Jimmy Dolan, who is the manager. He goes to Jimmy's place and finds him like rubbing the elixir in his hair. And he finally convinces him to give the bottle back. But as Jimmy's reaching for the bottle in his little medicine cabinet, he grabs it and it falls out of his hand, breaks in the sink, and all that was left of the elixir is gone. Kelly's fucked. He's going to have to pitch game 6 without it. Well, the game rolls around. St. Louis is losing 7-5. Obviously, Kelly doesn't have his screwball, so the game and the series are in jeopardy. In the dugout, Monk is like trying to give him a pep talk to get him through the game. And while this is happening, St. Louis miraculously scores 3 runs to put them ahead. Like, they're awesome. Great team. So as they're like sitting there watching, Kelly has this brilliant idea. He looks at Monk's hair and just starts rubbing his hand on it and smiling, saying that he's rubbing his head for luck. Brilliant. Well, folks, if you didn't guess it already, the elixir that was on Monk's head was just barely enough for him to throw his screwball again. So it's the top of the 9th, 2 men out. Kelly throws a strike right down the middle. The batter hits the ball right back to him, and Kelly leaps about like 15 feet in the air and grabs the ball one-handed with his bare hand. The game is over. He did it. St. Louis won the fucking World Series. Kelly is the hero. Players rush onto the field to go hug Kelly. Everyone is like celebrating in the locker room with cold beer spraying everywhere.
But he hurt his hand, though.
He did. So as Mr. Dolan goes over to congratulate Kelly and shake his hand, Kelly is immediately in like a lot of pain because of that line drive.
Mm-hmm.
So Dolan he quickly takes him to the doctor to get it x-rayed. Well, this is bad news for Kelly.
Horrible news.
After the X-rays come back, the doctor is with the managers and like the managers and Monk, I think,
Right.
and they're
But not Kelly.
Yeah, but not Kelly. Right? He can't see his own results,
but Monk can.
Yeah. It turns out he has a few fractures in his hands, or in his hand. Well, what does that mean? They all ask, and the doctor very seriously says he's through for good. Apparently, if you have a couple fractures in your hand, like your career is over.
Over. At least in 1949.
So Monk goes to break the news to Kelly, but he does it in like a really funny way. He's like, he tells him like,
very odd.
You could pitch for 20 years and not accomplish the things you did this year. Some people are just better having shorter careers. Like he's trying to break the bad news to him gently.
Yeah.
But eventually he just tells him that the doc said he's all washed up and can't pitch anymore.
Amazing.
And this actually makes Kelly smile because he doesn't have to worry about making more of that elixir, and he can just return home to Debbie. And he basically got away with cheating for a year.
for not even a whole season, though. Even as well.
He got to be a hero for the St. Louis baseball team, won a World Series.
Mm-hmm.
So Monk... Yeah, go ahead.
Won a pennant and the World Series. Just like he promised.
Yep. Did he win 30 games? I don't know. I think he did win 30 games. Just like he promised as well.
Probably.
So Monk takes Kelly to the train station and they have like a sweet little goodbye. Kelly explains that he's not sure what's going to happen when he gets back. He's not sure if his old job will be there for him and that things will be different. Then as the train is leaving, Monk gets an idea. Next thing we see is Kelly's train pulling to a stop, and outside waiting for him is Debbie, followed by like hundreds of fans and students.
Initially he goes to the train station. Nobody's there. He's there by himself.
Well,
he gets off
steps
and he's
out, and then like
there's nothing.
somebody comes out, and they're like, "He's here." All right, look, see, he's here. And then everybody comes, and there's like a fucking marching band that comes out of nowhere. And this is where we get to hear
some dogs.
Has anybody here seen Kelly? We get to hear that again.
Yeah.
Kelly. So Monk had called Debbie right after Kelly left and set the whole thing up, right? Good friend. Good guy, Monk. Kelly had no idea that Debbie and her parents knew he was a baseball player and that they had been following along during the World Series. Everyone is proud of him. Dr. Greenleaf tells him that he's not getting his old job back. Instead, he's getting the job at the research laboratory that he has been hoping for all along.
Exactly.
Debbie and Vernon kiss. Everyone cheers. And the credits fucking roll.
That's just like that. Just like that.
Just like that. I really enjoyed this movie. It was cheesy, but it was pretty quick, fast paced.
You did leave out one little scene of casual racism.
I left that out on purpose. Yeah. We could talk about that. It was just like,
what scene are you talking about, Eric?
So it's when Kelly rushes out of the apartment to go pay his ring bill.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Monk comes out and he his hair is doing that weird shit.
Yeah.
And the guy that's like working on the
construction
scaffolding or something like that sees the guy's hair and he's like, "Oh boss, I need a drink." Or it was just like, oh my
bad.
God.
Yeah. But probably elicited some serious laughs back in the day.
Oh,
Sure
100%.
Yeah.
I will add, while you were giving your summary, I did look up Fu Manchu. It is not racist.
Okay.
Well, it's a little racist, but Fu Manchu is a supervillain who is introduced in a series of novels by the English author Sax Rohmer, beginning shortly before World War I and continuing for another 40 years. The character featured in cinema, television, radio, comic strips, and comic books for over 90 years.
Wow.
And he has become an archetype of the evil criminal genius and mad scientist while lending his name to the Fu Manchu mustache.
Wow.
Which is the one starting from here and going down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You guys should rock a Fu Manchu. I think both of you would look great in a Fu Manchu.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
You know, it moved quickly. It didn't have a lot of like
It was very
downtime.
quick, yeah.
It did move quickly, but there was certainly like it took a moment to be like, okay, how old are these people supposed to be?
Yeah,
What
well,
you kind of
that's-
had to figure out that setting for a hot minute of like,
Yeah,
okay, what's going on here?
it's like when you have
why
a movie
is the
where there's-
catcher older than the owner of the baseball team?
Yeah, exactly. He looked really old. When I saw him, I was like, no way
Hilarious.
is he a player.
Hilarious.
But it's like, you know, in movies when they have kids playing like high school students, and in real life they're actually like 27.
Yes.
Like you know right away, like, oh, they're definitely not in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the best movie that we've watched so far, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely fun. It was funny. It was clearly made 50 some odd years ago, 70 years ago, actually. But at the same time, it was just like, wow, this is weird. They got away with these kind of things.
I mean, it's kind of flubber with baseball.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
Yeah.
sure.
It was fun. It's a good kids movie,
Quick.
minus the one.
Was it a
Scene.
kids movie?
No, but you could show it to kids
Oh, okay.
nowadays.
I was like, I was thinking about that. It kind of reminds me of like, you know how in like the 90s we had those baseball movies where it was like Rookie of the Year, where his like broken arm like made him pitch better.
Right? Yeah.
It's kind of like along the same lines, not necessarily a science experiment, but you know they have some sort of power to help them pitch for one season.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, the one glorious season.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. That's all
That's
you
it.
need.
Yeah.
Back to the lab.
Yep. It was worth it. It was fun.
It was.
Yeah.
Recommended. Wasted pitch recommended.
Yep. Stamp of approval.
There it is. There it is.
For the. Is that our first one?
That's
I
our
think
first
it
one,
is.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't recommended any other movies. We've all just been like,
I mean, we recommended Bull Durham, but that's
Of
too
course.
mainstream.
Yeah, everybody's saying that, yeah. Yeah. Good choice. Whoever
Yep.
chose it.
Who chose that one? Was it you, Eric?
Paul did. He's complimenting himself.
Wait a
of
minute.
course.
You chose it, Eric. What are you talking about?
You did.
I didn't know about this movie until you guys were talking about it.
You put the poster up, and then I had to go find it.
I think Nick put the poster
Yeah,
up.
may have been me.
Is it?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Nick.
Maybe
okay.
I did.
All right. It was Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Paul.
I get blamed
Eric's
for a
still
lot
mad
of
at me,
things.
so he doesn't want to give me any credit for anything.
He's clearly
Yeah, he is. I know. He's mad. He's pissed at me.
so good. So good. Oh. His mad face is so adorable.
It is. We're gonna kill him with kindness.
Yep. He
We
loves
love
it.
you, Eric. We love you so much.
Yes.
Love you too, Paul.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. So good.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up today, gentlemen.
Good stuff, boys. Good stuff.
Good episode.
I like it.
Lots of fun. Folks, do us a huge favor. If you are followers of us, if you've subscribed to our podcast, leave us a review.
Anything.
If we're bad, you don't like us, leave us a review anyway.
Would love to hear it.
Yeah. If we're good, leave a review. We'd love to hear it.
The good stuff's kind of boring.
If you
but-
don't like one of us, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tell Eric to
Yeah.
like calm down.
Yeah.
So you like him. Because he gets angry.
It happens.
It happens.
Every spring.
You know where to find us.
See what he did there?
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
That was good. Anyway, you know where to find us. We'll,
Wastedpitch.com.
Wastedpitch.com.
I got you, Eric.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Come see us again next week. I'm sure we'll have more in
more-
store for you.
No more 2 or 3 week breaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to stop that. Anyway, thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.